Well, they've made the trek all the way from Middle-earth here to Calgary. Now we're excited to welcome some dwarves. Dwarves, raise your hands. Elves, please raise your hands. Into the PT studio, Mark Hadlow, Dino Gorman, Craig Parker, Mark Ferguson, and Jed Brophy. Some of the stars of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies. They'll be appearing at a special event at the Comic Expo this weekend, and we are thrilled that you guys are in the studio this morning. It is such a pleasure just to even hang out with you. You guys have clearly spent so much time together that
too much.
you're just like a band of brothers.
Yes, that's exactly right. We're going on to a film called The Band of Brothers.
Oh, no, it's Band of Brothers 2.
Been done. Okay, let's go through each of you, and I want to ask you which films you've been a part of. You're the veteran here. I mean that in the kindest of ways.
Yeah, I haven't travelled well.
You traveled very well. Okay, so you've been there from the start.
Yeah, I started working with Peter back in 1990, and I managed to be on all the 3 Lord of the Rings movies and now all 3 of the Hobbits. So,
yeah. So hence the veteran and Mark.
Yeah. Well, actually, and I was actually the film before Jed. Meet the Feebles. So, in fact, actually, I worked before Jed on a Peter Jackson film.
So you're the
I did the voices, yeah, which was great. And then I did King Kong, and then I did the Hobbit trilogy.
So you're in the Hobbit
Were
trilogy.
you actually King Kong?
No, I tried to be. I tried to be.
You auditioned, didn't make it. Okay, Mark, you?
Yes, I was just in one, which was the first one.
It's not just. You don't say just when it comes to
no,
Lord of the Rings.
I was the king of the elves, so,
Yeah.
so I didn't need to be in many more.
It's a pretty big deal.
Sounds like a true elf. I am in the Hobbit trilogy.
Yes. Correct.
And I was in the 2 films, actually 3 films of Lord of the Rings. So I was an elf in the first 2, and then various voices of monsters.
And you shot those brilliantly.
Yes.
It was a brilliant archer.
Well, for those of you who are in the first one, did you have any sense of, I mean, obviously it's an enormous production, an enormous trilogy of books, but did you have a sense of how huge it was going to be worldwide?
no, I don't think any of us did. It was Peter had made some very good boutique films. He'd made some great films in New Zealand, and The Frighteners was kind of his first film in the United States. But I don't think any of us thought that Lord of the Rings would take off like it did.
And now, I mean, your lives obviously consist of going back and working on these films and doing other acting roles, but you're also traveling to events like this, which I have to think is really interesting. Tell us what your fans are like.
I think across the board they're really lovely. They're extremely friendly. I'd never done any conventions before I'd done The Hobbit, and I didn't really know what to expect. Everyone's so nice. I mean, especially in Canada. I found you guys are so polite to us. But we just came from Bonn in Germany, and you know, I would say across the board everyone was so friendly and happy and enthusiastic. Yeah.
The Germans are completely obsessed about Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and I mean, we just have to talk to each other or touch someone like that, and they scream. They just love anything. So,
Giggle maniacally.
Yeah,
The
it's
slightly scary
fantastic.
thing for us often is that our fans are very knowledgeable
Right.
as well. So they know the books inside out. They've read all of the back books as well, so they know all of our histories.
What's the back book called, man?
The back book?
The appendices. It's the appendices.
Do you play this? Do you play your little Tolkien quizzes on the airplane?
Yeah, we just go there straight to
I have read the books an awful lot, but I do sometimes get it wrong, much to my internal embarrassment. But yeah, I do know a wee bit more than
What's
some
the,
of these
the
guys.
first book is the Presidio or something, isn't it?
The Silmarillion.
Yeah, that one,
Yeah, it's an Italian one.
I want to know what it's also been like for your country. You're all residents of New Zealand. Has it been good for your country tourism-wise? Is it kind of annoying that there's just kind of one association that people have, or has it been represented in such a way that is fantastic?
It's definitely helped tourism, and also for New Zealand, because New Zealand's quite small. It's about the population's about Calgary's population. Everyone was in the film, or knew someone in the film, or was related. So there is a sort of there's a personal ownership. Everyone in the country is somehow connected with it. So everyone's like, yeah, it's our film. We made it. It's us.
Yeah.
I want to know what lunch breaks or meal breaks were like on the set of these films.
Well, we ate a lot of yak hair because you get to take the moustache off, but you have to keep the beards on, so you are constantly trying to hold your beard and put food in, and you end up getting fur balls.
Yeah, no doubt about
Honestly, it's not good.
And did the dwarves hang out with the dwarves and the elves hang out with the elves, or did you intermingle?
We didn't have many elves
right.
when we were doing our stuff because that was all Orlando Bloom Bloom stuff, which was kept separate from us, because otherwise there'd be a full-on biff.
Elves and dwarves don't like each other.
Yeah,
much.
No,
not at all.
I
mean,
realize that.
It's understandable.
So Craig's actually very lucky that he's out there.
Yeah,
To be
I'm
honest.
protected.
Yeah,
This is
protected. There's a
clear
cone of
barrier
silence.
between
Well,
us.
here and at the expo, and tonight there's a very special event. Tell us what this is going to consist of, because Mark, you were saying there's a lot of improvisation here.
Well, there is, but Sir Richard Taylor is going to be doing a live makeup of someone who has won, isn't it? There's a prize or something.
Yes.
Someone has won. Actually, is going to be. We don't know who it is, of course, and they will be worked on by Sir Richard, and then we've got all of us who are going to be doing a whole lot of fun things, like Mark and Craig are experts at improvisation, as is Jed. Dean and I will be having a fantastic time watching this.
I'll be struggling in the corner.
But it's but yeah, it's going to be a great sort of like a mishmash of everything that we do in our careers that will be really exciting for everyone to watch. It's so much fun. It's very funny.
Well, you guys are a ton of fun, and this is so interesting. Thank you so much for making the time to come to see us.
Thank you for having us.
All the information and links at breakfasttelevision.ca. Apparently there may be a few tickets left, but hurry up, I would get them right away.